If you just recently picked up the Meta Quest headset, it doesn't have to be the Pro, it could be the 2 or even the 3, and you'd like to know what are some of the best free games that are available right now that will allow you to hop on VR gaming right away, fear not, as I have a top 10 list I like to share with you guys for all type of gamers. So as always, timestamps to everything will be in the description down below, as well as links. So let's begin. Starting off with number 1, and that is I Expect You to Die Home Sweet Home. The reason why I recommend this game is because this is actually one of the few games that will actually fully utilize the external cameras on your Meta headset and will like to actually experience VR and AR at the same time, which will give you a quick general understanding how the headset works. The game is extremely enjoyable, as the quick summary is you're a spy and your objective is to escape. If you enjoy escape rooms, you're gonna really like this game. And not only that, this is extremely fun to introduce people who just want to try out VR, like friends and family, because putting this on while allowing them to play with this game, their interactions is always goofy and fun sometimes. But this is one of the 3 different games that are available for I Expect You to Die. Unfortunately, this series does cost some money, but if you love escape rooms but you're not too sure about I Expect You to Die, definitely do check out Sweet Home and make sure it's really right for you first. But all the I Expect You to Die games are basically like this, just without the AR ability, but they're always fun to play because it's one of those thinker games. The next game I highly recommend is Population 1, especially to those who enjoy Battle Royale freestyle games, as you can do squads or free-for-all. So if you play a lot of Apex or Fortnite or even Call of Duty, you're gonna really like this first-person perspective game. If you're a rebel, you can do free-for-all, which allows you to actually do some CQB. You have some power abilities, like the capability to climb any objects. And if you ever encounter another player, you better be good on your CQB capability or your hand-to-hand combat skills. Game is extremely fun, but also frustrating because it's actually a physical type style game. But the fact that it's free to play now, this game is extremely enjoyable, and it's an added bonus if you actually form a squad with friends or family, or just interact with players in the game to squad up with you. The third game I like to recommend is Gorilla Tag. This is more of a chill but still physical style game. Gorilla Tag is, even though the graphics are unusual, it actually is fun, especially if you like to interact with random people or hang out with your friends. Think of this kind of like how the Microsoft Xbox Uno days was, where you had a party going on and you just play Uno. Well, with this, you're actually physically tagging, playing tag, and as well throwing stuff at each other. Sometimes during the holidays you have snow maps too, which is kind of fun. Unlock apparel, appearances, customize your gorilla, and see who could climb a tree faster. That's the objective of this game, and just be number 1 on having the highest score. The third game isn't really much of a game, but it's one of those social games, and no, it's not VR chat, which is indeed free, but I'm not going to include it. It's BigScreen. BigScreen is pretty cool, even though this is not much of a game, but the fact you can interact with each other, throw tomatoes at each other, popcorn, draw, or just have a conversation with a group of people while having the freedom to actually watch TV at the same time is why I like to recommend this game as a game, more of a game than an app. You can view favorite movies. You could watch people streaming like Rick and Morty or other popular series in this app, as you could just join theater rooms free of charge. They do sometimes host some paid to watch movies at high resolution as much as possible, and some of these are pretty cool because some actually will truly utilize the 3D ability. So if you're watching like a 3D movie, watching it in VR is probably the best way to doing it, instead of having those red and blue 3D glasses. There's no ads in this game, surprisingly. And thanks to their partnerships with most of these providers, they're able to actually get away with licensing issues and stream some of your favorite movies on demand here. So if you want a private room, you could totally do so, or join a theater room and have a good conversation. But you also have the capability to mute everybody if you just want to strictly focus on the TV. This is definitely a good game to definitely check out. Gym Class Basketball. If you like to play basketball in the living room space of your household during those rainy days and you can't do anything outside, this game allows you to play hoops at home. You can do it with friends, join teams, and just shoot hoops as many times as you like in the freedom in your house. But if you like more arcade style games, very similar to Roblox, check out Rec Room. Rec Room is a community style game that's also community driven. Very similar to Roblox, the community has created some creative games here. Like some people create like Mario or Call of Duty, or you can settle with some of the first party games that this game has available, like paintball. You can play pool, there's lobbies, you have your own house, you can customize your avatar. It's very similar to Roblox, just in VR, and that is Rec Room. I've been playing it all the way since day one, since this was first available on the PSVR, and it still is available today. Shows us that this is definitely a good game. But now if casino and gambling is more up your alley, you may want to check out PokerStars VR. Now, I'm not much of a poker player, but this is the game that my friends constantly play. So the fact that they're still playing this throughout the years definitely does show that this is definitely a good game for those who just desire of playing poker with a bunch of random people online. But now let's separate ourselves from those multiplayer games real quick and talk about Elixir. Elixir is a free-to-play game which is single-player based. And the beauty about this game is that it could actually utilize the external cameras for the finger tracking ability that your VR headset is capable of doing. Here, this game allows you to actually experience the finger track capabilities and understand how it works at its fullest. So you get a better general understanding whenever you encounter a game that requires finger tracking like Vacation Simulator as an example. It's a free-to-play game, it's puzzle-based, and has a nice witch style vibe to the game. Graphics are phenomenal, its narrative is really nice, and it's just a very relaxing game. Now if you enjoy learning stuff or experiencing trippy environments, definitely check out Mission ISS, basically International Space Station. Objective here is to simulate a real world environment for an astronaut on the ISS. As I'll walk you through many different procedures that astronauts typically have to do on this, but here you also get to learn some historical things and facts about the ISS. So if technology is more up your alley and you enjoy science or documentary stuff in general, Mission ISS is really fun, and this is also extremely fun to actually allow somebody to play if they're new to VR, because zero gravity in VR will equal a funny reaction. Now this one is called Gun Raiders, and this game is extremely fun. It's a basically Call of Duty classic Call of Duty 4 style game where you can play free for all or team deathmatch. There's goofy weapons you could use, like if you like to, just like Call of Duty, you could win a game by just knifing people, but in this game you could punch people down to death. So if this is the only weapon of choice you like to use throughout one game match, you have full freedom to do so. But you can find Gatling guns, you have capability to jump really high over objects or over people. It's just a battle royale, almost chaos like CQB style maps. So maps are really small, it's just chaos instead of all this free roam that you typically find on battle royale games. Again, this is classic arcade team deathmatch or free for all style games. It's extremely fun and it's free. Now, honorable mention I want to include is the web browser built into your Quest headset. All VR headsets have this capability where you can actually run in browser VR style immersions. The game I recommend checking out is Moonriders, which is extremely similar to Beat Saber. You can either punch target or you can select swords. I decided to punch, and you can find some meme soundtracks on here as well, like Rick and Morty Get Swifty, and basically play Beat Saber but for free without having to pay anyone or any companies. But again, this whole library has been verified from Quest, which is why it's always bookmarked on your browser for free. And there we have it. Those are some fun games you could quickly download that really allow you to experience VR at its finest without having to spend more money if you just picked up the VR and you're saving up to unlock everything else later on. If you have some games that you'd like to suggest on your own, feel free to comment down below, as I may feature them in an upcoming video and credit you as well. So if you'd like to be featured on the next video, make sure to comment down below and hit subscribe so you don't miss that next upload. Aside from that, check out this video over here because that is what the YouTube algorithm is recommending specifically for you. Thank you so much for watching.